first thing is I want to talk about reprogramming your brain. What I see people doing is, and this is like totally dependent on the person. Different modalities work for different people, but I'm a big believer that if you want to change your life, you need to reprogram your fucking subconscious brain. And in order for you to reprogram your subconscious brain, your brain has to be in a certain brainwave state for it to be reprogrammed. And what I see some people doing is like journaling and affirmations and whatnot. That's all fantastic, but does it reprogram your subconscious brain forever? Probably not. And not necessarily, because generally when you're doing like positive affirmations in the mirror or whatever, your brain is still thinking about other things. So it's not in the correct brainwave state. You want to be in an alpha brainwave state in order for you to reprogram your brain. This is why for all of my clients, they get reprogramming tracks, because these reprogramming tracks, hey everybody, these reprogramming tracks that actually reprogram your subconscious brain, they need to be done in a certain way. There is a certain way that I speak. There is a certain level of music. There is a certain brainwave state that you have to go into in order for your brain to be reprogrammed. Now, the benefit is that once you've reprogrammed your brain, that's it. It is done. It is done. Unless you're reprogramming it to something else. Thanks, Rochelle. Unless you're reprogramming it to something else, it's done. So let's say, for example, you have a shit money mindset. Let's talk about money, because everyone loves talking about money. Let's say that you're like, everyone wants to, I'm going to quickly show you the view. Hold on a second. That's the view, everybody. Wait, can you see it? It's snowing outside. I know it's not snowing, but it's snowy. I'm trying to show people the view, but it's not working. There we go. Okay, so let's say, for example, that you have a shit money mindset, okay? And you want to reprogram your money mindset because currently you believe that like money is bad. And you may not even know that you believe this, but it's so deep in your subconscious that once I'm doing work with you, I fucking figure it out and it's there. And a lot of people have beliefs so deep in their subconscious that I don't even know that they're there until like they're doing the fucking work, and then they're like, holy shit balls, I didn't know I believed this. But the thing is, you're acting it out. So if you're struggling to attract in money, maybe for example you believe that money is bad, then why the fuck would you attract in money if you believed it was bad, right? So you believe money is bad and you want to reprogram your subconscious brain to believe that money is amazing and that money is easy to come by, right? We all want that. Okay, so if you have not cleared the old subconscious belief that money is bad, because it's not, if you have not cleared that, that's step number one. And then step number two is that you then need to do everything that you fucking can to reprogram your subconscious brain. Key thing is you need to go into that alpha brainwave state and have words that I use in my tracks for my clients, these words filtered into you in a certain way. And if you're in my certification, or if you want to be in my certification, I teach you guys how to make these tracks and how to do hypnosis and how to reprogram someone's brain. And then once these things are being flooded into your brain, they create new beliefs. So I actually did this for myself the first time, and I realized, holy shit, these tracks that I make fucking work. Because one day I used to have a really bad money mindset, and I used to be a fucking chronic saver. I used to be such a bad saver that I would purposely not eat breakfast because I would be saving money then. That's a shit money mindset, guys. Like, don't do that. Anyway, and so one day I was taking out the rubbish. This is when I was living in Sydney. I was taking out the rubbish, and I just thought to myself, oh, I'm so abundant. And then I was like, where the fuck did that come from? And you know where it came from? The track that I made for myself. So if you are either doing work with a coach or you're trying to reprogram your subconscious brain, if you are not doing like these sorts of tracks, or if you're not being given these sort of tracks that are working, you need to like reassess your situation, because these are really important. I mean, honestly, my reprogramming tracks could like put me out of a fucking job. They are magical. I have them from everything from like money to confidence to throat chakra to speaking your truth to boundaries to everything. And they have actually they have been such game changers for my clients, because if you are doing a coaching session or a therapy session like once a week or whatever, that's great. You're being exposed to good energy or whatever, like for 1 hour, but you need way more than that. You need every day. You need every fucking day to be exposed to what you want to be believing. So this is the key thing. I don't listen to them every day. And I want to kind of like preface this, ladies. I feel like sometimes people get overwhelmed with this whole like the work thing by being like, fuck, for the rest of my life, I have to journal every morning, reprogram my brain and meditate. I don't believe that. What I believe is that you need to do the initial work to get rid of the shit that's holding you back. So like bad money mindset, bad confidence, all that jazz. You need to get rid of all of that crap. Once that's gone, it's very easy to maintain. I don't listen to my reprogramming tracks every day. I like occasionally listen to them when I feel like I need them. I don't meditate every day. I like to meditate if I can, but I don't meditate every day. That changes. I don't journal every day. I try and journal like most days, but I don't. And this is really important because once you've actually, this is really important. Everyone listen up. Listen up. Okay. So it's your birthright to be feeling fucking fantastic every fucking day. If you are not, you don't need to work at feeling fantastic. You need to get rid of the shit that's stopping you from feeling fantastic. I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to reword that and repeat it. The reason why you don't feel fantastic is not because you're not doing things to make you feel fab. It's because something is in your way that you need to remove. And this is why when I'm saying about like getting into your feminine, you don't have to work to get into your feminine. You need to get rid of the shit that's putting you in this toxic masculine. That's what you have to do, because it's our natural birthright to be feminine and be flowy and be abundant and feel confident and sexy and alluring and be glowing every day. That's our fucking birthright. There's something in the way stopping you, and it's really easy. Once you get rid of that, it's gone, right? And then maybe there's little bits of maintenance here or there, of course, but you don't need to be like fucking sitting in some Zen pose every day. That's the bottom line, okay? So that is about reprogramming your brain. That's really important. It takes 90 days to reprogram your subconscious, and reprogramming tracks, whether it's from me, whether you've got a coach that's giving them to yourself or whatever, but those reprogramming tracks are really, really, really fucking important. And if you are a client watching this and you've gotten slack on them, get back on your fucking horse, okay? Because you still have them, because you get them forever. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to really talk about is trauma release. So I've been getting a lot of messages as well lately asking about like, how do I do womb clearing? How do I do yoni de-armoring? And all that sort of stuff. And I love these questions, ladies, but as you would have seen me write back to these people, and no disrespect for them, like no shame on them for asking, like fucking fair enough to ask, I'd be the same. I cannot tell you how to do them when I'm not with you as your coach. Why? Because a lot of shit can come up if you don't do it properly, and you need to be held in a very, very safe container. What I will say is that trauma is stored in your body. So trauma is blocked energy, right? It's something that's happened and the energy's gotten stuck in you. So if you look at animals in the wild, when they go through a traumatic experience, their body shakes and they will keep shaking. And what that shaking is doing, the shaking is actually releasing the trauma, and they don't have PTSD. They're no longer like traumatized by something that happened in the past because they released it when they were feeling the trauma. What happens with humans, and like no shame on us, it's human nature, is like, for example, I was in a really bad car accident, for example, a couple of years ago, and my whole body was shaking and my legs were convulsing, right? And what happens is people come and hug you. They come and try and stop your legs from shaking. They come and want to protect you. Let's say, for example, that you found out your boyfriend cheated on you, right? And you're like fucking shaking when you find out, and then all your friends want to hug you. When they hug you, it actually locks in the trauma in your body. So it's not what you want to do. What is really important is you let the trauma out. Now, if this has happened in the past, obviously it's happened in the past, but the beautiful thing about trauma release is that we can actually still get the trauma out. And this is really important because no amount of understanding, like, oh, I understood his theory, I understood why he did it, I understood me, yes, I forgive myself. No amount of that is going to release the trauma. No amount of like writing letters to the person that you want to say fuck you to, no amount of that is actually going to release the trauma in your body. You need to use your body. This is why, so in the mastermind, I give you guys, and in all my programs and all my coaching, hey Britt, I give you guys stuff to do to release trauma. But this is the benefit of New York, is that it's because it's in person, we do a lot of trauma release. So it's really, really good for releasing trauma. So what we can actually do when we're doing trauma release is you can re-bring the trauma up in your body, and then you can release it. And once the trauma is gone in your body, it's gone. And this is really important because people can go through shitty things and they can understand it in their brain and they can fathom it. But then when something triggers them, their body gets hot or sweaty, or they start shaking, or they feel really sick in the stomach. And that tells me that you haven't actually released the trauma. And this is what sometimes is the problem with like some therapy techniques, is that it's a lot of talking, and talking does not eliminate trauma in your body. You actually need to do certain trauma release to release trauma in your body. And as I said before, I can't tell you the trauma release to do, not because I don't want to. Oh, I want to, because I want everyone to be feeling fucking amazing. Like, that's my fucking mission here. But it would be very unethical, and it would be really wrong for me to do, because what can actually happen is that you'll end up feeling more trauma and not knowing what the fuck to do with yourself. And I don't want to be held accountable for that. So that's what I wanted to kind of say, ladies, really quick. Oh, it's 4:44. That's what I wanted to say really quick about trauma release and reprogramming your brain. If you are trying to do the work and it's not working, are you doing these things? Are you doing trauma release? And if you're not, come to me or go to someone that you know fucking does it well. And are you reprogramming your brain, not just via writing out money affirmations and whatnot, but actually are you being given tracks, or are you listening to tracks? Or if you're a client of mine, are you listening to your fucking tracks? Are you listening to the tracks that are actually going to reprogram your subconscious? Because the thing is, we manifest from our subconscious and we act from our subconscious. So even if you consciously are like, no, money is good. Like, yes, that's right. Abundance. Even if you are consciously saying that to yourself, if your subconscious does not believe that, you will not manifest in abundance, and you will still deep down believe that money is like bad, or that money is greedy. So even if consciously you're like, no, I understand money's abundance. Yep. Like, money is good. If you subconsciously also aren't like anchored in that, you're not going to be acting it out, because you act from your subconscious, right? Everything you do from your subconscious. Is there trauma release and reprogramming your brain and mastermind? Yes. Oh my God, everything. So the only difference between like an in-person versus mastermind and all that. So mastermind, BABA, one-on-one coaching, anything, you still do all the trauma release, all the reprogramming, because otherwise that'd be a shit program, because that's like my jam, like trauma release and anger release and reprogramming. And I know that's what gets the results. So anytime you work with me, you will get that stuff, because that's what gets you the amazing results quickly. It's just that with the New York and in-person stuff, you get that to a whole new level because it's in person, whereas the mastermind's online. So what I say about that is that if you are like self-motivated and self-disciplined, and you can say to yourself, I'm going to fucking do the trauma release when it gives me to 1,000% of my ability at home, then that's great. The mastermind will be perfect. But if you're someone that's a bit cheeky and you know, like, I'm going to do a half-assed effort at home, I need to be in person, then you want to come to New York. Also, if you want a faster transformation, New York's faster. It's 3 days, whereas the mastermind it's 7 weeks. The website says 6 weeks only because I haven't updated it, but it's 7. A new website's coming soon too, ladies. It's nearly done. Oh my God, when you guys see this new website, you are going to get fucking wet. It is so sexual. I can't even describe it. Like, I have an orgasm from looking at it, just saying. It's nearly done. It's like a month late, but it's nearly done. And it is sexy as fuck. Like, holy shit, my balls. Okay, any other questions about trauma release and reprogramming your brain, ladies? Otherwise, I will go and do some more work and answer DMs and whatnot, because I said that I would. Any more questions about trauma and reprogramming your brain? Because I'm happy to answer. But what I do want to say is that these key things of the trauma and the trauma release and reprogramming your brain, they are so fucking important for men and for women. If you want to be feeling fucking amazing, then these things are the bee's fucking knees. Just talking alone doesn't do it enough. You really need these modalities. Like, some coaches, and all, like, no disrespect to them, some coaches, some people, the way that they do their sort of work is a lot of talking. And I'm a talker, I fucking am. And for some client, like, this is where it's also important. For some of my clients, like, I'm actually a talking client. If I talk, I understand straight away, and it like clears so much shit because I'm a talker. For some of my clients, a small proportion of them, they're talkers, so we talk a lot, and that's amazing for them. But for majority of my clients, we do a lot of work on the body. So we do a lot of trauma release. Like, we do a lot of womb clearing. We do a lot of womb activation. We do a lot of like yoni de-armoring. We do a lot of body work, like heart opening, throat chakra opening, like reprogramming your brain, timeline regression, all of those things, like inner child healing. Those things aren't talking. Like, your eyes are closed and I'm guiding you to do stuff, but they're healing. They are really, really healing. And I do a combo of both. and a lot of like the healing stuff, because like that's what fucking changes you forever. That's what gets you that inner peace and inner freedom for the rest of your fucking life. I can tell you that right now. Okay, well, if there's no questions about that stuff, that's great. I'm gonna go do some more work, but I hope that kind of like cleared up some questions for you ladies and men, and also help some of you to understand why